Everybody's welcome here at Politics as Usual, man, where we don't do nothing but relax, chill, and politic with one another, man. Try to stay up on the current events and just, the latest gossip and shit. Give our 2 cents about the situation. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to give my 2 cents. I'm about to play this from Ron DeSantis, man. This is Florida's Governor, Ron DeSantis, as he's getting ready to call for a state of emergency in Florida. But not just Florida, because the whole East Coast is under duress. So let's get into it.
Also, we have declared a state of emergency regarding to the pipeline. Now that hack occurred, and the pipeline is not necessarily in Florida, but obviously it affects our state. We have cleared the way for more fuel to be developed or to be delivered, and we're standing by to do whatever we can. But we really do need the federal government to step up. Initially, they were acting like it was just a private matter. I mean, no, this is a critical infrastructure for our country that was attacked. It can interrupt people's daily lives and our economy.
Basically, man, if you notice, man, this fool here, man, is he kills me because he tries to be so much like Donald Trump. You know what I mean? He does all the hand gestures. We're gonna have a state of emergency. Obviously, the gas lines have been, hacked. He's supposed to be running on the Donald Trump ticket 2024. It's supposed to be him. It's supposed to be Donald Trump, and he's going to be your vice president. But Florida's declared a state of emergency. Then I read a report also earlier that North Carolina has declared a state of emergency. It says the Colonial pipeline shutdown has forced Florida to declare a state of emergency as Governor Ron DeSantis urges Biden to step up and deal with the Russian hackers who caused the chaos. It says the hacking group DarkSide compromised the 5,500-mile pipeline with a ransomware attack on Friday, causing panic to erupt in 18 states as fuel supplies dwindle and prices surge. The days-long shutdown of the vital conduit has left more than 1,000 gas stations across several states, including Florida, without any fuel, period. Like, these states ain't got no damn gas. Says DeSantis' declaration activates the Florida National Guard and directs state emergency management officials to work with federal and local officials. Announcing the measure in Jacksonville on Tuesday evening, DeSantis seized the opportunity to criticize Biden administration's response to the hack. I think it is something that demands really serious federal attention. This is essentially a cyber attack on critical infrastructure in our country, he said. We can't just say it's a private pipeline, therefore we're not going to be involved. No, the U.S. government needs to be involved. They need to help mitigate this. DeSantis, a staunch Trump ally, said he fears that the gas shortage will cause a lot of problems for Americans and for the U.S. economy. Now that's what we talking about, man. So right now there's a state of emergency in Florida. There's a state of emergency in North Carolina, and those are the two states I know about. But I think there are several states now declaring a state of emergency as states run out of gas, period. That means, okay, what's the implications of this? This is where you can start having martial law put into place. I would think that martial law is going to be on the table. Why would I think martial law is going to be on the table? Think about it, people. If you run out of gas, this just don't affect you driving your damn car. A lot of people are ignorant and can't see that far ahead. A lot of people still play checkers. Their brain can't function correct. So they like, oh, well, I'll just get the walking then. Okay, if we run out of goddamn gas, that means the way you get your food to your grocery stores is shut the down. There's no food at your grocery stores, right? There's no imports coming in. Okay, this is going to affect other infrastructure that has to use gas to actually work, right? Say if we have an electrical outage or something, a storm comes, and you want to use backup generator that you might have at your house. There's no way to use the goddamn backup generators. So with this gas crisis and just whatever else might be glooming right around the horizon is just going to exacerbate and complicate the gas crisis tenfold, right? So the major thing I was thinking about is there's no gas, and we're talking about states that are going to be completely out of gas, then I guess this would be a time to start to, I don't want to say panic, but to start to really paying attention, because again, like I say, no gas, no food. Your stores are not going to be, your shelves in your stores are not going to be restocked. I'm talking about convenience stores or grocery stores. How long do you think it'll last before people start to realize, which I'm trying to give you the heads up now, that if this gas outage goes past this week into next week, how many people you think going to start to realize like, oh shit, we got to get to the stores and buy tie up everything, because if your city where you live in, your town, doesn't have any goddamn gas, that means you gonna be shit out of luck on food supply, or it's gonna be some ration type scenario, right? They're gonna have to start, I would think this could be martial law. Right, for states that don't have no goddamn gas, I would think that they would have to start to implement some type of resemblance of martial law, depending on how bad this shit gets, because this is going to start chaos. Okay, again, the gas supply chain affects the food supply chain, and that's just one of the major implications that I'm giving you that nobody else is saying on any other goddamn news network or anywhere else, while people are just downplaying the shit nonchalant. As we know now, as states start running out of gas, as towns and cities start running out of gas, they're going to move into the next town and city looking for gas, and then they're going to move into the next town and city look gas, and that's just going to be a domino effect. And again, like I would say, is if you are not smart, if you go hoarding all the gas, if people start to hoard all the goddamn gas and not take into account that, what the hell would you need gas in your car for when you ain't going to have no food in the stores? So it would come down to me to a simple thing of, do I want goddamn to drive my car, or do I want to eat? But like I say, man, it's a crucial situation with this gas situation, and I would advise everybody to start paying the hell attention, especially if you come to politics as usual. You come to this chat, man. Stop thinking on the little kitty level, right? Expand your mind. You can't be a jackass your whole life, and you can't be ignorant your whole life, and you can't be unintelligent your whole life, man. You gotta try to start. I told you I'm gonna start reading books to help your mind grow, man. Because if I hear the next person say, well, I'll just walk, or I'll just do this because there's no gas, right? These are the people, and I feel sorry for the kids, man, because if you have kids and you're on that type of level where that's the way your mind goes, when you start seeing states of emergency, you see what's going on, but you're not able to connect the dots, then at the end of the day, it's really going to be your kids that suffer also, right? If you suffer, I'm not going to be too mad. Your ignorance is your problem. But, your ignorance can cause a whole hell of a lot of problems on other people. So that's not just ignorance of downplaying it and like, oh, I'm just gonna walk. Where you walking to? Don't be stupid, right? You're gonna be walking to what? You're gonna walk to your local Walmart? You're gonna walk to your local Costco? Well, the shelves will be empty. If you even be able to walk, if they don't lock your dumb ass down, whatever town or state you in, depending on how long this drag out. Secondly, so when they declare states of emergency, everything's on the table. You see Florida declared a state of emergency. That means the National Guard's coming in. Once you got the National Guards coming in, everything's on the table. Once a state can declare state of emergency, they can start to prepare to trample your constitutional rights because you're in a crisis situation. So all that shit can go out the window, right? This gives them a lot of leadway and a lot more power over your life and you. And we have, again, I know North Carolina just declared a state of emergency, and I know Florida for sure just declared a state of emergency. That was the start of the snowball effect, and those were two Republican states. And if there's one thing I know about Republican governors and Republican states, is they like to stay tight-knit and they like to follow suit, right? If they say no mask mandates, then you see one Republican state say that, then you'll notice as the days go along, other Republican states are falling on and no mask mandate, right? If they say whatever one or two Republican states do, the rest of them fall in line, because you have only a couple Republican leaders and the rest of them are just drones and yes sir, no sir, and just they don't give a damn. A lot of these Republican governors that are in the positions of power they're in, they never expect to be there, right? They're living their best life. They can't believe it. So once you start seeing states of emergency and shit like that, you can know that means the National Guard and the military is coming into your town, and then you are basically, it's open season. You're vulnerable. The gas pipeline that has been hit, this Colonial pipeline, basically transports half of the gas that we get. That's half of the gas in America, right? One pipeline. That pipeline stretches from, I think, from Florida all the way to New Jersey, or from Virginia all the way to New Jersey. It stretches like 5,500 miles. It's the largest pipeline in America. So there is definitely a gas shortage. They have a fuel shortage in Atlanta. Yeah, they have a fuel shortage all around the South, right? All on the East Coast. So you got New York, you got Atlanta, you got South Carolina, North Carolina, you got Virginia, you got Washington, you got all across the East Coast. You got all the East Coast cities and towns that are going to be hit. And the longer this shit stays shut down, the more desperate and drastic it's going to get. Hackers were stupid. They didn't even mean to do it, which I believe was a lie. Nah, they meant to do it. I don't know. This is why it's good you come here, bro. The hackers that hacked into the Colonial pipeline definitely meant to do it because it's a ransomware and they're asking for ransom. They kind of consider themselves the Robin Hoods of our era, right? They're asking for millions of dollars. So it's not like nobody accidentally did this and shut the pipeline off. No, somebody purposefully hacked into our infrastructure, right? And at this point in time, they're asking Colonial for a ransom, which consists of millions of dollars. This is what they're asking for. And they said they don't want to hurt, the note they said is that they don't want to hurt the people. This is not to hurt us, but they just want the money. And once they pay the money, they will put the gas lines back online and turn them back over to the company. So this was nothing, every news report I've seen and every article I've read is definitely the opposite of an accident, right? This whole shit was strategically plotted. And not only that, but they're also asking for millions of dollars. That's why I don't think the shit is going to be fixed. I don't think they're going to be able to get this shit unless they pay the ransom, right? But if you pay the ransom this time, what's going to stop them from hitting the next target? So I think they're scrambling right now to try to get this shit back online to see if they can override the hack, this cyber attack, see if they can bypass it or whatever they're trying to do. And I'm just going to assume is by this weekend they can't get the shit up and running. They're going to have to pay the ransom. Now, would they come out and say they pay the ransom publicly? Maybe not, because they don't want to give other people the initiative to try to do some crazy shit. But on the low, they might have to pay the ransom, I would think, to get they can't keep the pipeline down. So it's either they're going to be able to bypass and override whatever the hackers did, or they're going to have to turn around and pay the goddamn ransom. Really don't know what part of Florida, but hey, if you live in Florida, I just put $40 in my tank like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, but maybe if you in a city in Florida, or if you in a town in Florida, or if you in a town you just got to use common sense. You feel me? If you in a town or city and people that's putting $40 in their tank and people that's hurrying up and going, yours will be ran out too, right? So if you got 80% of a state or 75% of a state that's out of gas completely, and you got a couple of stray towns, 25%, 30% of the towns that still have some type of gas, then you'll say, what, it ain't a problem? No, that means it's just heading your way. You are at the end of the wave. So if you're in a town, city, or state, and you know that there's just been a goddamn declaration of a state of emergency declared, then to use common sense and just be like, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when it's gonna hit you. It's gonna be up to you what you decide for you and your family, man. Like I always like to err on the side of caution, and I'm one of them better safe than sorry. Right? I'm always on the safe side. I never like to be on the sorry side. I take people for their word. States are not going to declare states of emergency for their goddamn health, right? Plus, the federal government is not going to let you declare a state of emergency. It's really got to be something wrong for you to be able to do that, because it has to reach a certain level, and it has to be a certain amount of, I would say, a certain amount of trouble for a state to be able to invoke a state of emergency. So I'm just saying, if you in Florida, if you somewhere because you think your little town, or if you in any of these states and you think, well, wow, what is politics talking about, man? We got gas. I just got some gas earlier, right? Okay, when your ass wake up in the morning, you going to say, oh, shit, I should have listened. I'm just letting you know, the East Coast right now is hit. Everybody on the East Coast is hit. And the problem why the shit is becoming a major problem is because everybody's trying to hoard the gas. Now, I was gonna again assume that these people are gonna have to pay this damn ransom to get this pipeline back on. Because if we don't get no gas, then we gonna start coming to take the West Coast gas. Y'all think y'all gonna be safe? If we don't get no gas, we gonna have to ration, and we gonna have to goddamn all live off survive off of one fuel line, and that's the fuel line that supplies the West Coast. So if you on the West Coast saying, well, that's the East Coast problem and the East Coast thing, no, it's just a matter of time before we have to start sucking your resources. This is the United States of America. We are kind of all connected. So I don't know how y'all feel about the shit, man, but I would just say, listen, man, so this could be at a town near you soon. So remember, you heard it here first. If y'all haven't hit the thumbs up button, man, if you sitting in the bushes and you just listening and looking like a goddamn creep or something, man, can you please at least just hit the thumbs up button? For all those who might be sitting in the bushes just looking at me like goddamn crazy, the least you can do is hit the thumbs up button. Goddamn. You don't have to do much.